Good morning. Here I am. I'm back. I am getting really terrible at updating, obviously. Life's been a little bit crazy since the new year hit. I've had a lot of stuff going on, so I'll talk a little bit about that. Had a little bit of a stall, so it was my first stall. So I'll talk about that too real quick, and I'll give you some stats. I'm coming up to 6 months post-op in the next couple of days, and I just kind of want to give you a little bit of a month overview of how the last month's gone and how kind of, I guess, forgetting about it and letting it all just do its thing, and being able to just get on with life when you need to, and what has happened for me and how that's worked and what I've learnt out of that and all those sorts of things. So let's jump into stats. I've got my little notes. So I had my gastric sleeve surgery on the 1st of September 2017 with Dr. Gananadha at the National Capital Private Hospital here in Canberra. My starting weight, highest weight before pre-op was 120 kilos. I did the pre-op for 2 weeks and I lost 5 kilos down to 115 kilos day of surgery. And I am now 25 weeks post-op. And I am down to 87.4 kilos. So that is a total loss of 32.6 kilos and a loss of 27.6 kilos since surgery. So it depends on how you calculate all of that for yourself. So I am ecstatic. I am over the moon with these stats and how quickly it's all happened, and how well it keeps working. As I say, this is my first time I've ever had a stall, and it lasted 3 weeks. So it was disconcerting, but I will definitely urge you to keep measuring. I found that when I started to get into a funk about the numbers on the scales, I would do my measurements and find that actually I was still losing and my clothes were still not fitting the same as they were and stuff. So I was clearly still shifting weight. It just wasn't coming off the actual scales. There's a few reasons for these things too. I kind of had to focus on my family and on my life and everything over the last month, and so I've really just been getting by. So I've kind of just got into a bit of a routine, stuck with it, and just had to rely on routine and good practice to get me through for the last month. So I'm really happy that it didn't really impact that badly. I never gained any weight. I just stalled at a number, which I've written down, at 90.5. So I was 0.5 off my 30 kilos for 3 weeks. So that was really horrible for me. Mentally, I struggled so hard with knowing that I was literally half a kilo away from such a big milestone. So that sucked. But my clothes were wearing differently, all that sort of stuff. My measurements were coming down. So, there's all of that sort of thing too, was really taking into account. I found that what kicked me out of it was really concentrating on my intake, my calorie intake for the day. I've been struggling to get in any kind of additional exercise just due to my life commitments at the moment, being a full-time mum with kids, being in school and all that sort of stuff. Sorry, full-time working mum, kids with school activities like swimming and all that sort of stuff, and even just work's just been getting a little bit hectic. So I've been having to work late and over my lunch breaks and things like that. So those sorts of things have been really impacting on that. And then I had the stall, and then I had a mental block where I was in a funk. I was in this mental funk where I just was like, I can't focus on this. I don't want to focus on this. I just wanted to get through every day and didn't want to look at it. So I was avoiding the scales. I was avoiding taking my photos. I was avoiding doing my measurements. I was starting to get to the point where I would eat things that I shouldn't be eating, and that was the point where I was like, no, I need to stop this. Once in a while is fine, but when I was wanting to go off plan every day, it's not good. So when I realized I was getting into a bit of a spiral, kind of had to pull myself back out of it, pull my strategies together, get my protein back up, get my water intake up, really concentrate on those two things. And I found that once I did that, everything started to shift again, and I lost 800 grams straight up in the first week, and then a kilo the next, and then 1.3 the next. So, and that was last week. So everything's starting to get back to steamrolling ahead and going really well. And as long as I keep on top of those things. So I cannot stress enough the importance of protein, and water, obviously. But coffee's made its way back into my life, which I'm happy about. Sort of. I'm happy because it makes my brain happy, and I'm very much a happier human being when I am drinking coffee. I kind of liken it to being quitting smoking. I get a bit crabby, and I'm not a pleasant person, and I wasn't finding anything that really helped with that. I'm not happy because it is caffeine, and it is working against me. So it then means that I have to pick up my water intake and even my protein as well, back up again to replace what it's taking away from me. So I guess it's something that I'm willing to do and to deal with. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, and then have to put that extra on myself to make it up, basically. So it's one of those things where I'm like, well, if I'm going to do this, then I have to do that, and if I don't, then I end up in trouble where I end up starting to stall again, and then along comes all sorts of other complications like constipation and feeling ill and all those sorts of things. So another TMI while we're on that, my period is still all over the place. I am on the pill, and it doesn't seem to be mattering at all. So it is, sorry, the sun's in my way now. Anyway, it doesn't seem to matter the fact that I'm on the pill. It is now just doing its own thing. It does whatever it wants, and so I just have to go along for the ride. So it sucks, but whatever. I'm not this bothered by it. So hair loss, another thing is you all want to hear about too. My hair is growing back. My hair is doing really well now. It's still quite thin, as you can tell. I'm also growing it, as I said before, so I've got this lovely ponytail. My hair is usually quite thick, so for me it feels horrible, but it's actually really not that bad. If my hair started thinner, I think I would really notice it, but it is starting to pick back up now. I'm going to my hairdresser this afternoon, so I'm hoping that she will tell me all good things, and I'm sure she will, because I can kind of feel that it's happening. It gets really itchy. I think growing back, because it's growing back, I don't know, lots or faster or something, I don't know, but it gets really itchy, and so I find that that's something that I'm dealing with too. And again, hydration has helped with that too. I found a lot. So yeah, I'm just going to try and see if I can, there we go. Yeah, so hydration definitely is a big thing with the hair. Also, my multivitamin that I take has got extra biotin in it. So I think I've mentioned before, I am a Jamboree consultant, and their multivitamin has extra biotin in it. So biotin is one of the vitamins or the minerals that we need for healthy nail and hair growth, because they grow from the same thing, the same sort of way. Nails and hair, weird, I know, but true. So it is what we call biotin rich multivitamin, and so I am taking that, and I found that once I switched to that from the BN multi, was what they were having me take, the chewable one. These are really small tablety things. They're not really a capsule, they're kind of more like a gel cap, I guess. And I don't take the 3 a day just because I find they sit really heavy in my stomach, so I kind of will take 1 to 2 a day, and that's really helping. So yeah, that's just my jam. That's what I'm doing. So, and it seems to be working for me. My notes tell me other things. Yeah, I'm venturing into a really scary territory now. I think part of my stall came from the fact that I'm comfortable. I'm really happy with where I am right now. I don't know what Australian clothes sizing is in regards to every other country, but I've gone from a size 20 to 22 down to a size 14 to 16. So I've gone from being plus size here to not plus size anymore. Or some plus sizes might start at 14 just to kind of because they can, and that's like your extra small. So I can shop at places like Big W and Kmart and just grab clothes off the rack. And that for me is the biggest win ever, because I need clothes and I need them regularly, which is sucking a lot at the moment, especially because we're going into this, what seems to be a terribly freezing autumn, and I'll talk more about how cold I am in a minute. So clothes for me I'm struggling with. So work clothes, again, I've had to say back to my boss. My mum bought me a whole bunch of clothes from Uncle's funeral. She decided that I needed new nice clothes, obviously, which was really, gosh, I can't thank her enough for that, because I did worry. I was really worried about how I was going to feel and all that sort of stuff at the time. And so instead of just buying me one really nice outfit to take, she just took me shopping, and we got a couple of skirts and some tops, and I just got a whole basically work wardrobe worth of clothes. And so I've been so comfortable and happy with that, and now they're already starting to, it's only like 2 or 3 weeks after, and they are already starting to be a little bit too big, so I'm kind of working my way through them. But I am now going into autumn, and for some reason Canberra, we love it, has pulled out what I am feeling is a really cold autumn so far. And I'm wearing this little scoop necky thing because I'm freezing. I don't know about anybody else, but back to the clothes, sorry. Yes, normal size clothes, really happy, really comfortable. So anything I lose after this is now, I'm not really used to being anything smaller than a 14. So even a 16 is probably where I'm most comfortable. 16 to a 14, probably 14 top, 16 bottom. That used to be me. And now I'm like, I don't really know if I'm ready for this next bit. But anyway, here I go. I'm just going to have to launch into it. I think I'm using all of my mental strength to get me there, to convince myself that I must keep going and that I must get to whatever it is. Because for me, my goal is 70 kilos, and I'm starting to look at these numbers as I'm dropping a kilo a week and thinking, I'm going to hit that, and I might even go less. I know my BMI says 65 kilos, but I've never been somebody who, I think I might have hit 65 as a teenager on the way up. Like, there is no way. I just kind of look at my body and go, I'm actually got quite a big skeleton. I've got quite wide pelvis. I've got big, wide shoulders. Strong, big bones is a thing. And I'm not overly tall. I missed that bit in my stats. I'm 169 centimeters and I've just turned 32. So, yeah, I don't know. The math doesn't seem to compute for me, and it's a little bit scary, and I'm just kind of not mentally ready for this bit yet, I think. So I have to just work on that. So when you're back to cold, is anybody else freezing? I am always colder than everybody else anyway. Post-surgery, I'm now Arctic compared to everybody else. It is insane. I sit there with my bed socks and my jammy pants on while everybody else is sitting around in t-shirts going, I don't understand your problem. Or I'm sitting on the couch going, I'm just going to get a blanket and just snuggle under a blanket. Or when people go, oh, it's a bit chilly, I'm past chilly, like I am cold to the bone, and then I find it really hard to warm up. So I am finding that I am already automatically just so much colder than everybody else, and I'm guessing it's because I don't have the insulation anymore. But it's been happening since straight after post-op, so I don't know, I guess it's part and parcel of the process. So that's going to be fun. And they're talking about this being a really cold winter for Canberra, so with not a lot of clothes in my wardrobe to help me, and the fact that I am just so extra freezing, this is going to be a really tough winter for me, I think, to keep motivated, to keep going, to keep pushing through. So that's my goal at the moment. That's it. That's my month in a glance. I hope to keep updated with you. I just don't have the time in my life. I need to work on that. And I do want to get back to the gym, and I do want to be pushing it more. So I will keep you updated on how that all goes as well. So thanks for listening. Thanks for keeping updated. I am far more active on Instagram. I find just posting a quick photo and a couple of hashtags is really easy to keep me involved. There's a lot about what I eat. On Instagram, there's more food photos and stuff. I know a few of you asked about what I eat in a day. I will definitely endeavour to do that. If not, it will be some kind of photo slideshow or something. But yeah, so there's more about that on my Instagram at SleeveMeBeautiful. So I will keep you updated there as well, and I will talk to you again soon.